Tell us a little bit about yourself, Howard, and why you want to be a congressman.
Let's see. I'm married, 3 children. Got a grandson. I was hesitant about trying to make a joke right about there. That's why I was hesitating. But I'm a computer programmer by trade. We, as a computer programmer, are always looking for like the real root cause of a problem. And over the years, I have, in political matters, have started to see people drifting away from trying to fix the real problems and just, fixing the symptoms, or just trying to be politically correct, or, as long as we can beat the other party, it doesn't matter if we're right or wrong. Let's just, it's all about winning, not about right or wrong. And so that has been building up to a frustration for me. And so it was time to either stop complaining about it and do something about it, or just shut up. So that's the reason why I'm running.
Well, I agree with you, and certainly we appreciate everybody who throws their hat into the ring and goes through the campaign cycle and the inquiries into your past lives and all of the opposition research that candidates do and their campaign managers. I'm a libertarian like you, but for those that don't know, give us a little bit of a rundown. The differences between being a libertarian and being a Republican and a Democrat, and what libertarianism means.
Well, the big difference is that libertarians believe in the individual more. They believe in the individual, whereas the Democratic and the Republican parties believe in the government to solve problems. So we believe that the individual can actually solve their own problems and work with each other to solve some issues, whereas the other parties believe that it only can be government that can solve the problem, whether that be in a social problem that has to be fixed, or in a business or economy problem. That's really the big difference. Is libertarians really do believe that individuals are unique and they are competent individuals, whereas the other parties seem to just imply that everyone is just a voting mass and they have no intelligence on their head. So that's kind of the crux of the difference between the two.
So the basic premise is individual rights versus collective or governmental rights.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. It's just most people have to deal with each other on a one-to-one or on a mutual respect, which really honestly means that we just don't threaten our neighbors or give them jail time or anything just because they make a different choice than we do. We should even hold our government to that exact same standard. But the government seems to want to do it the other way, force everybody into the same standard except for themselves, and where they live under a different standard.
Now, aside from the political parties and the political platforms, what differentiates you, Howard Kearney, from the other candidates? Specifically, what differentiates you from Congressman Scalise in terms of your attitude as far as approaching problems, your specific policies that you differ with him on? What makes you different?
Well, I think what makes me different is that as I've been trained to look at problems and try to get to their root causes and not, as I've said before, look at their symptoms, I am trained to understand and get to the real problem and not just what is politically efficient to get someplace. So what makes the big difference? I think the big difference is that Steve Scalise is the majority whip of the Republican Party, which means that he has to do what the Republican leadership says for him to do and to push. He's not free to vote his conscience. He's not free to be able to make a decision that is right or wrong for his district or for others. He has to follow his party line. That's where the big difference is. I'm not under that party line. I'm not under that obligation to do it. So I can look for good solutions and go across both aisles to find the right answer. And that's, I think, what really makes the big difference.
So while you are a member of the Libertarian Party, you're actually going to be more independent than someone like Congressman Scalise, who is in a leadership position within the Republican Party and has to toe the Republican Party line and push for President Trump's complete agenda and the Republican Party agenda versus doing what is best and right and wrong for the district and for the state of Louisiana.
Yeah, that's right. You know, the Libertarian Party, while it does have the word party in it, I think that's where the similarities leave between the Republican Party, Democratic Party, and the Libertarian Party is we don't have the type of people that have this top-down leadership design in our party. The chairman of the Libertarian Party does not tell me what to say, how to say it. As a matter of fact, none of the Libertarian parties support any of the other candidates' runs. We are completely independent. We are a party of principles over politics. Absolutely.
Okay, we are going to take a quick break, and when we continue, your phone calls are welcome if you have a question about being a libertarian or a specific question for our guest, Libertarian Congressional candidate from Louisiana Congressional District 1, Howard Kearney. If you have a question, get on board, 504-556-9696, when the Walt Benetti radio program continues on WGSO 990 AM, WGSO.com, and the TuneIn radio app.